We have a church function to be to in an hour and a half, and dinner isn't even started. So we're going to show you a quick, nutritious, homegrown meal that you can do in a flash. Hi everybody, thanks so much for stopping by the homestead. This is Sarah and Kevin from Living Traditions Homestead, and tonight we are going to show you a quick meal that is nutritious, homegrown, that anybody can do. Now, on our homestead, we don't do restaurants, we don't do fast food, and we don't do the freezer meals from the grocery store. So everything, regardless of whether you have 4 hours or 40 minutes, needs to be done from home. So tonight we're going to make pan-fried venison medallions and roasted sweet potatoes and regular potatoes. We have the oven preheating at 425 for the roasted sweet potatoes and regular potatoes, and we're going to start with those because they take the longest in the oven. So Kevin and I are working together tonight to get this dinner going. I'm going to peel potatoes and wash them off, and he's going to start dicing them. We decided tonight, because we're short on time, we're not going to peel the regular potatoes, and the skins are nutritious anyway. So Kevin's going to get started on those, and I'm going to get started peeling the sweet potatoes. Now, the recipe that we're going to be doing for roasting these potatoes is so simple. It really couldn't be any simpler. Kevin's going to be dicing those potatoes into about 1-inch pieces, and he'll do the same for the sweet potatoes. Well, all of the potatoes are cut up. They are absolutely beautiful. Now, if I didn't mention this before, we grew these. This is so awesome. Okay, so this is very simple. Olive oil. We're just going to pour some over it. You know, probably a few tablespoons. This is quite a bit of potatoes. And we're just going to use some salt. We use pink Himalayan salt. Just put a bunch of it on there. Now, after they're cooked and you take them out, and you can always season them again, and then some freshly cracked black pepper. And we're going to mix this all up and just put it on a baking pan. Now the baking pan I've already sprayed with some olive oil. And even though these are going to be mixed with olive oil, I just wanted extra safety precaution and spray the pan. Okay, so we're just going to pour these on the pan. Hopefully I have enough room. Get them all nice and mixed up. We'll see. We're making a lot. You like potatoes and sweet potatoes. I bet they'll fit. We'll make them fit. Okay, so the next step is to put these in the oven. We have the oven preheated at 425. We're just going to put them in the oven in the middle rack, and we're going to let them roast for, I would say, 20 to 35 minutes. We're gonna keep looking at them. We'll take them out a couple times and stir them around, and they're going to get nice and brown on the edges. They're going to taste so good.
Alright, so as Sarah mentioned, to go along with the sweet potatoes and potatoes, we're having pan-fried venison medallions. This is one of my favorite ways to make venison. Now, just to brag a little bit, this is off a deer that I got just 2 nights ago, so this has never been frozen. This was opening weekend for rifle season here in Missouri, and so I was lucky. I was able to get a deer during rifle season. I already got one during bow season, so we're doing good. But I'm hoping to get more. Rifle season lasts for 10 days, so I've got more days to go out, and then I can hunt all the way till January with my bow. So we're good to go there. So first thing, let's go over some of the ingredients that we're going to use. Again, we're going to pan fry these lightly in a cast iron skillet. So we're going to use coconut oil. Sarah and I buy this big thing of coconut oil. It's a gallon of coconut oil. We buy it on Amazon. It's so much less expensive than what you can buy even at like Walmart for the non-organic. This is organic. I mean, it's just a great deal. So we'll leave a link in the description below so you guys can go. If you go through coconut oil like we do, this is the way to go. The other thing we're going to use is some organic all-purpose flour. and then just some salt and pepper. I like to use just fine ground pepper when I'm adding it to the flour. It just makes it a little better for frying these up. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this part of the back strap. This is about half of the back strap from this one side of this deer. And we're just going to cut this into like steaks. And we're going to cut them probably about 3/4 of an inch thick. And I hope you can see just how beautiful those are. I mean, that is just gorgeous meat. Now, if you don't like venison, I guess you could do this with, you know, beef or pork or something else. But if you have a good deer population in your area, first of all, it's good to hunt to keep the population under control, but it's also just an excellent way to save some money on the homestead. Here in Missouri, I can actually get what are called landowner deer permits or deer tags, which are free, and allows me to get a certain number of deer every year for free. I mean, you can't get better than free meat. So, you know, the cost of a bullet or the cost of an arrow and my time to go out hunting is definitely worth it to me. There we go. So we've got those cut up. Now we're just going to add some flour to our bag. I'm going to wash my hands real quick. Alright, so we're going to add some flour here to our bowl. You don't need a lot because it's, you know, you're just going to lightly coat these. And then we're going to add some salt. Again, we use the pink Himalayan salt. That's another thing that we order in bulk on Amazon. So I'll leave that in the link below too. And then just some finely ground pepper that we buy at the grocery store. So go to your grocery store. I'm just going to use a fork to mix this all around really well. All right, I'm going to grab a plate and we're gonna flour these up, and then we're going to head over to the stove to actually get them frying in the pan. Now I don't put these in anything like, you know, milk or egg or anything like that. I just put them directly into the flour, a few pieces at a time, and I use my fingers because that's what God gave me and they work well. Alright, so that's it. Let's head over to the stove and we'll get the cast iron pan heating up with some of the coconut oil in it, and then we'll get these frying. Alright, so I have my coconut oil heating up in my pan. One way to test to see if it's ready is just to take a little bit of your extra flour, drop it in the pan. If it, you know, foams up a little bit, you know it's ready. So this looks like it's good to go. I'm going to start putting the medallions in the pan, and we're going to pan fry them for about, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes on each side. And we're probably going to have to do these in a couple batches here. And at this point I turn it down. It's probably on, you know, medium or even a little lower than medium. As long as the oil stays hot, that's all that really matters. So again, we're going to give this a couple minutes and then we're going to flip them over to the other side. And they go pretty fast because we cut them pretty thin. But this meat is so tender that it's going to be great. Okay, so it's been a couple minutes, so we're going to flip these. You might not be able to see real good that flour on there, but it gives it a real nice crispy kind of outer part of the meat, which is really nice. We're going to give it just another few minutes on this side, and then we'll put the next ones in. Alright, so it's been another few minutes. I'm going to take these out. You don't want to overdo these because you don't want to, you know, dry them out. And they'll continue to cook a little bit on your plate while you do the next ones. So, if anything, personally, I err on going a little under how long you leave them in. But you know, do them the way that you like or what your family likes. If you think you need more oil, now's the time to add more. I'm going to add just a tiny bit more before I do the next batch. Now, if you're new to our channel, you probably maybe have seen, in some of our, if you've watched just a couple videos, we only use cast iron and stainless steel on our homestead. We don't use any, that Teflon stuff or anything like that. We mainly use cast iron, although some of our pots are stainless steel. But if you want to watch a video about our cast iron collection, I'll put it up over there. You can watch that, and I also have a video, another one, where you can watch how to take care of it. So cast iron, one of our subscribers actually, I thought, nailed it on the head. He left a comment and he said, Teflon pans, the first time you use them, that's the best they're ever going to be, and it's all downhill from there. But cast iron pans, the first time you use them, it's probably the worst they're ever going to be, and it's all uphill from there. And that's so true. The more you use them, the better they get, and they're never going to wear out. And if you really do make a mistake, it's really simple to strip them down and start over. But honestly, if you use them a lot, that's never going to happen. These are pans that we'll be able to leave our kids, and they'll be able to leave their kids. I mean, they're just never going to wear out. So, looks like this last batch is done. Wish you guys could smell these. They smell good. Alright, so those are done. We're going to check on the potatoes. And if those are done, we're ready to eat.
Okay, I think they're done. Let's take a look. Well, they're definitely sizzling. Woo! Oh, look at them. Look how nice and brown they are around the edges. These are gonna taste fantastic. Fantastic. Between this and the venison, this is gonna be a fantastic meal. Homegrown, home harvested off of our land. I'm gonna put some more pepper on here, and I'm gonna find the salt shaker. I tasted one halfway through, and it needs a little bit more salt. So we're gonna do that. Grab the salt, put that on there, and we are done, ready to serve.
All right, look at this. This is a gorgeous meal. I wish you guys could smell it. It smells so good. Again, this is all out of our, off our property. The deer I hunted, the rest we grew, and this is a great meal, especially on a cold night like tonight. We now have 15 minutes before we need to leave for church, but it got done just in time, so we get to eat. We'll head out the door, and you guys, this was a super simple yet homemade, nutritious meal. I hope you enjoyed this. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, hit the subscribe button below. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. And until next time, you guys, we appreciate you so much. Thanks for stopping by the homestead, and God bless.